Hi, I'm Madison. Like many of you, I'm sure, watching movies and TV shows is our favorite pastime, or at least one of them. I know that I enjoy going to the movie theater often. Recently, I had the pleasure of going to see the new Avatar: The Way of Water. It is the long-awaited sequel to Avatar. When the first Avatar came out, it was extremely ahead of its time. The CGI was like nothing that we had ever seen before. And because of this, it was expensive to make and it took a long time to create because of all the training and the newness of, making a film this way. So again, with this movie, Avatar: The Way of Water, it's widely known because of the first movie, Avatar, and we have waited over 10 years for this movie. That's insane. These movies are well known for their visual effects, the training that's required, the cost, and how long it's taken for it to be released. And, they are every time they make these movies, they seem to want to set the bar higher for visual effects. And it's honestly really inspiring to other film creators, I'm sure, out there. But also probably it's hard to, live up to that, to create something so new. But I would love to discuss the visual effects and the training and, the cost and everything that they've earned so far. And so I would first like to start with the, what it is as the production. So, the Avatar: The Way of Water is an animated production, used with extensive visual effects. Not only is it extensive visual effects that we've never seen before, but it's also underwater, which is like really never been seen before. And similar to in the first Avatar, they brought in Joe Luttery and Richard Banham, and they wanted to obviously step up their game when it came to visual effects. So they used a method around the facial expressions because they wanted the Na'vi counterparts to have a more realistic look to them. So to do this, they used a muscle-based system that had a built-in neural network that helped them achieve this goal. Aside from that, on the Na'vi counterparts, they used their visual effects to create their entire world underwater. All of the splashes and the, crashing of waves and the trees and the plants, all of that was done through visual effects. With the water and like most of the water scenes that are in there, they used 2 tanks. One of those tanks alone held 250 gallons of water in it. That's crazy. Additionally, the training and the cost and how much they earned made this film very significant. Aside from the visual effects that they used, they had an extensive budget due to this. Their budget was actually $350 million, which was crucial because, not only did the actors need to have additional training for filming underwater, but they also had, they had reference camera operators, they had grips and safety divers that went down with every actor with them. And because of this, they also needed, they had to learn how to hold their breath underwater. They had to have additional safety measures and ample time because, it's probably no easy task to film a movie underwater as it is. So I'm sure they had to do, more takes than typical. So they really needed all that time. And additionally, adding all of that in had to have cost them a lot of money. But on top of that, the technology wasn't quite there yet to do an underwater movie such as this. So they had John Landau, if I'm correct, he's also helped with Titanic films, but that's besides the point. He conducted experiments at home to help modify how to film a movie underwater like this. And one of his discoveries was using small white balls on top of the tanks, like the water in the tanks, to help with the lighting control that they needed. In these tanks, they also used, green screens on top and it was on the surface and in the water to help with the action scenes that they needed. It's also really cool, but this far they have had $400 million in America so far made and 1.3 billion globally. That's saying a lot. So yes, I find that significant. I've covered everything. I would like to finish by saying that if you've been thinking about going to see this movie, I would highly recommend it. It was really good. But also, we've waited a really long time for this, so I think, just out of curiosity, or if you like the first film, you should definitely go and see it. We waited over 10 years for this movie, and these movies are really well known for their visual effects and the training required and how long that they have, taken to create. So now that you have a little bit of a behind the scenes of the creation of this film, I hope that you go and see it, and I do appreciate you taking the time to listen to me tonight. So have a good day.